All right, we track the latest for you as the details keep coming in. As of now, let's shift focus to West Asia. Arab countries, including Qatar, Saudi Arabia and Egypt, have joined calls for Hamas to disarm and end its rule of Gaza.
This, of course, in a bid to end the devastating war in the Palestinian territory. The declaration said that Hamas must end its rule in Gaza and hand over its weapons to the Palestinian Authority with international engagement and support, in line with the objective of a sovereign and independent Palestinian state.
It followed a call on Monday by the Palestinian delegation at the United Nations for both Israel and Hamas to leave Gaza, allowing Palestinians and essentially the Palestinian Authority to administer the coastal territory.
Now on Tuesday, UN agencies, the World Food Programme, UNICEF and the Food and Agricultural Organization warned that time is running out, something they've said time and again, and that Gaza is on the brink of a full-scale famine. The UN World Food Programme says only about half of the aid that it has requested to enter Gaza is in fact reaching the territory. This after Israel eased restrictions on entry over the weekend.
So what we've been asking for is to have 100 trucks every day into Gaza, coming from Keren Shalom or coming from Zikim in the north. These trucks have to be every day, predictable. We need to have more roads to be able to get into Gaza. It shouldn't be one single road. People are waiting for us, massive crowd of population.
US President Donald Trump said that Washington will partner with Israel to run new food centers in the Gaza Strip to address the worsening humanitarian crisis in the region. Trump told reporters aboard Air Force One as he returned from a trip to Scotland that Israel would preside over the new food centers to make sure that the distribution is proper.
Going to be running those food centers for you, and what kind of oversight?
Well, we're going to be dealing with Israel, and we think they can do a good job of it. And they want to do it.
Of monitoring the food centers?
No, they want to do it. The food centers, yeah, they want to preside over the food centers to make sure the distribution is proper.
Now, Trump also said both him and First Lady Melania Trump have been deeply affected by the images of famine and starvation which are coming out of Gaza.
Have you discussed the crisis in Gaza and the terrifying...
I have, and she thinks it's terrible, and she sees the same pictures that you see, and that we all see, and I think everybody, unless they're pretty cold-hearted or worse than that, nuts. There's nothing you can say other than it's terrible when you see the kids.
The Jordanian armed forces carried out their third round of airdrops to deliver humanitarian and relief aid into Gaza on Tuesday. Furthermore, French Foreign Minister Jean-Noël Barrot said that his country will airdrop 40 tons of aid into Gaza from Friday.
Now, Gaza Civil Defense Agency said that Israeli airstrikes killed at least 30 Palestinians, including women and children, in the central Nusrat district. The death toll from the relentless Israeli attacks in the Gaza Strip has now surpassed the 60,000 mark, and the number of injured since the start of the war has crossed 145,000.
Meanwhile, sirens sounded in several Israeli cities as well, and that includes Jerusalem, as the military said that it intercepted a missile launched from Yemen, with the Houthi rebels later claiming responsibility for it. The Houthis later claimed the attack, saying they had fired a missile at Ben Gurion Airport near Tel Aviv.
And for more on this, our correspondent Susan Tehrani has sent us this report as well. Let's listen to this.
Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene has become the first Republican in Congress to call Israeli actions in Gaza a genocide, marking a sharp break from her own party's usual staunch support for Israel. In a social media post, she both condemned the October 7th Hamas attacks and the ongoing humanitarian crisis in Gaza. Her comments highlight a growing divide within the Republican Party, especially since President Donald Trump just acknowledged starvation in Gaza, contradicting Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who denies that it's happening. Green's statement could signal a political shift within the Republican Party, opening the door for more vocal dissent on U.S. support for Israel. Meanwhile, President Trump said on Tuesday that more food was urgently needed in Gaza, but added that he trusted Israeli officials for the distribution of aid despite intense criticism they have faced over the humanitarian crisis in Gaza. Susan Tehrani reporting from New York for WION World is One.